adding plus 3.6 EPA with no yards after contact, likely clean breakaway. Overall, Hampton looks like a breakout star in this game, turning expected low yardage carries into explosive gains. The team's rush emphasis, 42 attempts, paid off, though overall EPA was slightly negative, suggesting room for improvement in consistency. If this is from the 2025 season, it positions the Chargers' run game strongly early on. Justin Herbert's performance reflects a challenging outing for the Chargers quarterback. In this Week 4 matchup, Herbert completed 23 of 41 passing attempts for 203 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. These stats indicate a pass-heavy approach, as evidenced by his 41 attempts and 44 dropbacks, which include pass attempts and sacks but exclude scrambles. His completion percentage stood at 56.1%, well below the league average of around 65%, suggesting struggles with accuracy or difficult throwing conditions. The completion percent above expectation, CPOE, was negative 0.8%, meaning he slightly underperformed relative to the expected completion rate based on throw difficulty. Herbert's passer rating was a low 57.3, a composite score that accounts for his inefficiency and turnovers, far from the 100-plus benchmark for elite quarterbacks. Efficiency metrics further highlight the difficulties Herbert faced. He averaged 5.0 yards per attempt, YPA, below the typical NFL average of about 7.0 and 6.5 air yards per attempt, AYE-AT, indicating moderate downfield intent that didn't translate into significant gains due to incompletions and interceptions. Only 7.3% of his attempts were deep throws of 20 or more air yards, deep percent, pointing to a conservative strategy possibly influenced by defensive pressure. His time to throw, TTT, averaged 2.63 seconds, within the league norm of 2.5 to 2.7 seconds, but he was sacked twice and pressured on 21 dropbacks, resulting in a high quarterback pressure rate, QBP percent, of 47.7%, above the league average of about 35%. The Giants blitzed on 34.1% of dropbacks, blitz percent, adding to the disruption, while the Chargers used play action on just 18.2% of plays, PA percent, potentially due to a weak running game. Advanced metrics underscore the negative impact of Herbert's play on the game. He generated negative 22.4 expected points added, EPA, overall, with an EPA per dropback, EPA/DB, of negative 0.51, meaning each dropback decreased the team's scoring chances by about half an expected point, a very poor figure. Receivers had an average target separation, AVG September, of 2.9 yards from the nearest defender at pass arrival, indicating tight coverage, and 22.0% of throws were into tight windows, TW percent, with less than 1 yard of separation, forcing many tough passes. Even from a clean pocket, Herbert completed 18 of 22 attempts for 123 yards, but still threw an interception, showing issues beyond protection problems. This performance contrasts with stronger showings earlier in the season, such as Week 1 against the Chiefs, where he threw for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, illustrating variability tied to defensive matchups like the Giants' effective blitzing and coverage. Chargers offense versus league. The Chargers offense is performing slightly below league average in efficiency metrics after 4 games, as measured by expected points added, EPA, which averages roughly 0 across the league. Positive values indicate above-average performance. They rank in the middle of the pack overall, with a pass-heavy approach but room for improvement in efficiency. Here's a breakdown. Overall efficiency. EPA, play, minus 0.02, 13th in the league based on provided rankings. This is slightly below average, suggesting the offense is not adding as much value per play as expected compared to the league. Passing offense, EPA/pass, minus 0.03, 14th. slightly below average efficiency despite solid volume. Pass YPG, 249.0, above average. League leaders like the Cowboys are at 281. Pass YPP, 6.2, average. Sack percent, 7.5%, average. League shown ranges from 3.2% to 12%. QBP percent, QB pressure percent, 42%, high indicating frequent pressure faced, above league norms. Blitz percent, 34%, average. YACOE, yards after catch over, expected, plus 54, positive above average in creating extra yards after the catch. Rushing offense, EPA/rush 0.00, around league average or slightly above, as most shown teams are negative, ranks 10th in the provided table, which appears sorted from worst to best. Rush YPG, 107.3, around average. Leaders like the Bills are at 163.5, while lower teams like the Browns are at 84.3. Rush YPP, 4.7, above average. Success percent, 45.7%, above average, indicating consistent positive plays. RYOE, rushing yards over expected, plus 87, positive above average. Stuffed percent, 20%, higher than ideal, meaning more runs stopped for loss or no gain. Overall, the Chargers run a balanced but pass-leaning offense, 63.6% pass rate, above league typical approximately 60%, with decent yardage totals, total YPG, 356.3, but subpar efficiency under pressure. They excel in creating extra yards after contact/catch, but suffer from higher sack and stuffed rates compared to elite offenses. Hampton comparison to league-leading rushers, RBs only. Hampton has had a solid start to the season. I've focused the comparison on running backs only, excluding QBs like Josh Allen, resulting in 19 RBs total. Hampton stands out in efficiency and explosiveness metrics, often exceeding expectations based on blocking and defensive positioning, e.g., high RYOE and big play runs. However, his success rate and volume place him in the upper middle tier overall. Stat description, Hampton's value, rank out of 19. Group average, attention, rush attempts, 54, 6, 44.7. Yards, rushing yards, 270, 6, 209.9. YPC, yards per carry, 5.0, 7, 4.7. TD, rushing touchdowns, 2, 8. 1.9. RYOE, rushing yards over expected, yards gained beyond what's expected based on blockers/defenders, 73. 3. 35.2. RYOE/AT, rushing yards over expected per attempt, 1.4. 6. 0.7. Rush EPA, rush expected points, added, impact on scoring probability, 2.5. 4. 0.6. EPA/ATT, expected points added per attempt, 0.05. 4. 0.0. Success percent, rush success rate, percentage of carries with positive EPA, keeping offense on schedule, 44.4. 10. 44.3. YACO/ATT, yards after contact per carry, yards gained after first defender contact, 4.1. 8. 3.7. 10 plus yards, 10 plus yard runs, 7. 3. 5.0. 15 plus miles per hour, carries reaching a top speed of 15 plus miles per hour, 10. 4. 7.4. 20 plus miles per hour, carries reaching a top speed of 20 plus miles per hour. 1. 3. 0.4. Stacked percent, stacked box carry rate, percentage of carries versus 8 plus defenders. Lower is better, as it means fewer crowded runs. 24.1. 12. 23rd of September. Fumbles, 0, 1, tied. 0.3, lost. Fumbles lost, 0, 1, tied. 0.1, key insights, strengths. Hampton excels in overperforming expectations, with top-tier RYOE, 3rd, and RYOE/at, 6th, meaning he's gaining significantly more yards than the model predicts given the situation. His explosiveness shines in big plays, 3rd in 10-plus yard runs, and speed, 3rd in 20-plus MPH carries, one of only a few RBs hitting that threshold. He also adds value per carry, 4th in EPA/at, without turning the ball over, perfect in fumbles/lost. Areas of average performance. His YPC, 5.0, and success percent, 44.4%, are solid but mid-pack, suggesting consistent but not elite on-schedule production. He faces a slightly above-average stacked box rate, 24.1%, which might limit some opportunities compared to backs like Devon Kane, 6.7%, or Jordan Mason, 10.7%. Weaknesses. Lower ranks in volume-based stats like TDS, 8th, reflect team context, e.g., sharing carries or red zone usage, and his overall success rate could improve for more consistent drives. Overall, among leading RBs, Hampton is a high-efficiency back with breakout potential, similar to J.K. Dobbins' strong RYOE/ATT, or James Cook big play threat. He's above average in 10 of 16 metrics, making him a standout rookie young talent in a crowded field. If Chargers increase his volume, he could climb leaderboards in raw stats like yards. Justin Herbert's 2025 passing stats comparison. Based on the provided NFL stats through Week 4, here's a comparison of Justin Herbert's key passing metrics against the league averages for qualified passers. The league averages are calculated from aggregate data across the 22 qualified quarterbacks. Note that stats like blitz percent reflect opponent behavior, so no performance-based rank is assigned. Description: Herbert, league average rank out of 22. Yards per game, 265.75, 236.83, 6. Touchdowns per game, 1.75, 1.70, 11. Interceptions per game, 0.75, 0.57, 16. Passer rating, 92.20, 99.10, 17. Completion percentage, 63.80, 66.9 for the 17. Yards per attempt, 7.10, 7.41. 15. Completion percent over expectation, minus 1.70, 1.48. 17. EPA per dropback, 0.02, 0.10. 15. Time to throw, 2.85, 2.76. 18. Sacks per game, 300, 2.00. 18. QB pressure rate, 42.70, 32.87. 20. Air yards per attempt, 840, 7.62. 4. Deep attempt percentage, 740, 9.44. 15. Opponent blitz rate, 33.90, 29.59. NA, play action rate, 23rd of October, 25.54, 16. Average target separation, 330, 3.46, 16. Tight window throw rate, 19.50, 14.80. 20. Key insights, strengths. Herbert stands out in air yards per attempt, 4th, pushing the ball downfield more aggressively than most. His yards per game are also strong, 6th, showing solid volume production. Areas for improvement. He's below average in efficiency metrics like completion percentage, 17th, CPOE, 17th, and passer rating, 17th. Pressure and protection issues are evident, with high ranks in quarterback pressure rate, 20th, tight window throws, 20th, and sacks per game, 18th. suggesting challenges with the offensive line or decision-making under duress. Overall, Herbert ranks in the middle to lower tier among qualified QBs this season, particularly in advanced efficiency, e.g., 15th in EPA per DB. His volume stats are decent, but rates indicate room to improve accuracy and reduce turnovers/pressure impacts. These calculations are based on the provided data. Actual league-wide averages might vary slightly if including non-qualified passers. Overview of Chargers receivers' performance. Through the first 4 weeks, Chargers receiving core has been a mixed bag, with standout performances from veterans and rookies alike driving the group's production. The team relies heavily on wide receivers Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston as primary targets, while rookies like Ladd McConkey and Omarion Hampton provide depth. Overall, the Chargers receivers are performing above league norms in key efficiency metrics, like receiving EPA, which measures value added above expectation per target, and yards after catch over expectation, YACOE, thanks to Johnston's explosive play and Allen's reliability. However, the group lags in depth, with several players showing negative EPA, indicating underperformance relative to expectations. The Chargers' offense has run 575 routes in passing plays across 4 games, summing the routes from qualified receivers, with a team target share distributed among 15 qualified receivers. This is typical for an NFL team, but the concentration on top players, Allen and Johnston accounting for approximately 52% of targets, highlights a top-heavy unit. Key Chargers receivers stats. Here's a table summarizing the total stats for the Chargers' primary WRS and TES, focusing on those with at least 10 targets as per qualified receivers. Data is from the provided summaries, sorted by REC EPA. Standouts. Johnston excels as a deep threat, high AY/TGT of 12.8 and deep percent of 19.4%, and in YAC, 121 total plus 31 over expectation, making him a big play weapon. Allen is efficient on shorter routes, lower AY/TGT, but high catch percent and CROE, indicating he outperforms expected catch rate. Areas of concern. McConkey has solid volume but negative CROE and REC EPA, suggesting he's underperforming on catchable balls. Hampton's negative AY/TGT indicates screen/short passes, with high YAC but below expectation efficiency, comparison to NFL League. The Chargers stack up favorably in premium metrics, but lack breadth compared to elite teams like the Cowboys. Here's how they compare. Rankings in key metrics, league-wide among top performers. Receiving EPA League top 21 average approximately plus 15.8 from provided data. Chargers have 2 in the top 20. Keenan Allen, 9th plus 15.7. Quentin Johnston, 20th plus 12.0. This places the Chargers among the top 4 teams with multiple top 20 EPA receivers, plus 29.1 set the bar, but Allen/Johnston combo is solid for efficiency. Yards per game. League top average approximately 80 YPG from top 17 shown. Quentin Johnston, 3rd, 84.3 yards per game. Keenan Allen, approximately 57.8 yards per game, outside top 20. Team average for top Chargers. WRS, approximately 55 yards per game, below league top, but boosted by Johnston's elite production. League leader Puka Nacua at 125.8 YPG, yards after catch over expectation. Total. League top average approximately plus 10, estimated from top 21. Johnston's plus 31 ranks high, e.g. top 5 to 10 range, behind DK Metcalf's plus 105 and Puka's plus 43. Hampton's -4 and Conklin's -23 drag the group down, indicating inconsistent post-catch play. Air yards per target, AY/TGT. League top average approximately 10.5. Johnston's 12.8 is above average, similar to George Pickens at 12.5, showing deep ball focus. Allen's 8.7 is mid-pack, while Hampton's -1.0 is unusually low, likely screen-heavy roll, below league norms. Catch percent. League top average approximately 70%. Chargers group average approximately 66%, slightly below, with Hampton's 87.5% elite, but low volume. Allen's 68.6% is solid. McConkey's 59.3% is a red flag. Average separation, AVG, September. League top average approximately 3.0 yards. Chargers average approximately 3.3, above league, with McConkey at 3.6 leading the team, indicating good route running but poor conversion, low catch percent, negative EPA. Deep target percent and tight window percent. League top deep percent, approximately 10 to 15%. Johnston's 19.4% is high. Deep specialist targets make him a top 5 big play threat league-wide, while Allen's EPA ranks him among the most valuable receivers despite lower volume starts. The group's YACO E is strong. Johnston plus 31, Allen plus 8, outperforming league tops in post-catch creation. Weaknesses versus league. Depth is an issue. Beyond Allen-Johnston, EPA drops off, e.g. McConkey minus 3.7, unlike teams with 3+ positive EPA contributors. Total team receiving yards, approximately 1,296 from all qualified, averaging 324 YPG, is mid-pack, as the league leaders, e.g. Rams with Nakua, push 400+ YPG from stars alone. Catch percent and CROE are inconsistent, suggesting execution issues on catchable targets. Team context. With a run-heavy scheme, RBs like Harris adding minimal pass value, the receiver's 24.5% average target share, Johnston, is high but concentrated. Compared to the league, where top receivers like Nakua see 42.4% team targets, the Chargers distribute more evenly, but with less elite depth. If the season continues this trend, the Chargers' passing attack could rank top 10 league-wide, but improving McConkey-Hampton's efficiency would elevate them further. Team-level summary. Defense. The defense faced a total of 69 plays, with 27 pass plays accounting for 39.1% of the plays and 42 run plays making up 60.9% of the plays. They allowed 250.0 yards per game, YPG, and 3.6 yards per play, YPP, while permitting only 2 touchdowns, TD. The expected points added per play allowed, EPA per play, was negative 0.17, indicating a strong performance where negative EPA means the defense exceeded expectations in limiting scoring opportunities. Opponents had an average time to throw, TTT, of 2.42 seconds, reflecting quick pressure, with 10 quarterback pressures, QBP, and a pressure rate, QBP, percent of 33.3%, showing a high rate of disrupting dropbacks. This indicates a dominant start, forcing inefficient plays and limiting big gains. Pass defense. In pass defense, the unit allowed 89.0 pass yards per game, pass YPG, and 3.3 pass yards per play, pass YPP, with an expected points added per pass allowed, EPA/pass, of negative 0.30, marking an excellent showing where the defense created negative value on passes. They recorded 6 sacks, achieving a sack rate, sack percent, of 20.0%, which is elite as 1 in 5 dropbacks ended in a sack. The blitz rate, blitz percent, was 23.3%, reflecting moderate blitzing but effective results, with a time to pressure, TTP, of 2.64 seconds for quick disruption and a get-off time of 0.82 seconds for fast initial rush from linemen. Yards after catch allowed, YAC totaled 77, with yards after catch over expected allowed, IACOE, at +8, indicating a slightly above expected performance and a minor area for improvement. The average target separation, AVG SEP, was 3.4 yards, demonstrating solid coverage that limited open receivers. The pass defense was locked down with low yards, high sacks, and good coverage metrics. Run defense. For run defense, the team allowed 161.0 rush yards per game, rush YPG, and 3.8 holes at the line, while yards after contact per attempt allowed, YACO at T, was 2.71. Run direction percentages included inside runs in at 66.7%, outside runs out at 33.3%, light box runs light at 59.5%, and stacked box runs stacked at 19.0%. The run defense was solid against volume, 42 attempts, holding efficiency low despite higher yards. Overall, these stats paint a picture of an elite balanced defense after one game, excelling in pressure and efficiency. If real, they'd project a top unit for 2025 under the coordinator. Defensive stats analysis provides individual player statistics for defenders based on advanced analytics from a single game, with a primary focus on pass coverage, pass rush, and overall summary metrics. This analysis highlights key performance indicators such as low completion percentage allowed in coverage, pressure generation against quarterbacks, and efficiency across defensive snaps. In the pass coverage leaders category, which emphasizes defenders' effectiveness against the pass, including metrics like low coverage percentage, COVE, percent, targets, receptions, yards allowed, touchdowns, interceptions, and passer rating. The top performer is Tarheeb Still, a defensive back, DB, with 50.0% COV, 2 TGT, 1 REC, 9 YDs allow, 0 TD, 0 INT, and a 50.0 rating, demonstrating excellent coverage by allowing only half of targets to be completed with minimal yards and a low average separation of 0.8 for sticky defense. Second is Derwin James, also a DB, with plus 1.3% coverage rating over expected, CROE, 2 TGT, 1 REC, 5 YDs allow, 0 TD, 0 INT, and plus 1.4% CROE, showcasing strong all-around safety play, where positive CROE indicates outperformance of expectations. Third is Diane Henley, a linebacker, LB, with 100% catch percent, but minus 1.4% CROE, 1 TGT, 1 REC, and 1.5 YDs allowing the catch but limiting yards while slightly underperforming relative to expected CROE. Fourth is Cam Hart, a DB with 100% catch percent, 1 TGT, 1 REC, 3.0 YDs allow, and 0 TD, reflecting solid performance in a limited sample with 0 hawk percentage, hawk percent indicating no aggressive plays. Fifth is Tony Jefferson, a DB with 33% catch percent, 3 TGT, 1 REC, 5 YDs allow, and 0 TD, effectively limiting completions with a good target average, TGT AVG, of 1.7. The list continues down to rank 19, with many players showing 0 TGT, suggesting minimal involvement or shutdown corner capabilities. In the pass rush leaders category, which highlights pressure generation through metrics like pass rushes, PRUSH, blitz percentage, BLIZT percent, sacks, quarterback pressure percentage, QBP percent, and time to pressure, TTP. The top performer is Tuli Tulupotu, an LB, with 25 P-rush, 95.2% blitz percent, 0 sacks, 28.0% QBP percent, and 2.87 TTP, featuring an elite QBP percent and quick get-off of 0.90 despite no sacks. Second is Bud Dupree, an LB with 20 prush, 95.2% blitz percent, 0 sacks, 5.0% QBP percent, and 2.92 TTP, indicating high rush volume but lower pressure efficiency. Third is Deshaun Hand, a defensive lineman DL, with 16 PRUSH, 100% blitz percent, 0 sacks, 12.5% QBP percent, and 4.15 TTP as a consistent blitzer with slower TTP but good get-off. Fourth is Caleb Murphy, an LB with 14 PRUSH, 100% blitz percent, 0.5 sacks, 7.1% QBP percent, and 3.40 TTP, contributing a half sack and strong time to sack TTS of 5.24. Fifth is Justin Igbe, a DL with 14 PRUSH, 100% blitz percent, 0.5 sacks, 7.1% QBP percent, and 2.40 TTP, delivering quick pressure and an excellent get-off of 1.00. Lower ranks feature fewer rushes and 0 pressures, typical of rotational players. In the summary leaders category, which covers overall defensive efficiency through metrics like snaps, playtime percentage, PT percent, run defense snaps, run D, tackles, TKL, stops, PRUSH, sacks, and wides allow, the top performer is Derwin James, a DB, with 49 snaps, 100% PT percent, 39 run D, 8 TKL, 5 stops, 5 PRUSH, 0.5 sacks, and 21 wides allow, representing a dominant every-down player with high expected points added, EPA, impact implied by low alloweds. Second is Daron Henley, an LB, with 49 snaps, 100% PT percent, 39 run D, 9 TKL, 2 stops, 0 PRUSH, 0 sacks, and 23 YDs allow, acting as a tackle machine with strong run D. Third is Tarheeb Still, a DB with 49 snaps, 100% PT percent, 39 run D, 3 TKL, 1 stop, 0 PRUSH, 0 sacks, and 9 yards allow, offering versatility with low yards allow and a rating of 62.5, noting a possible transcription mix with 110.4. Fourth is Troy Dye, an LB with 58 snaps, 74.1% PT percent, 45 run D, 12 TKL, 9 stops, 4 PRUSH, 0 sacks, and 6 YDs allow, as a high-volume tackler with excellent stops that create negative EPA plays. Fifth is Tuli Tuipulotu, an LB, with 55 snaps, 73.3% PT percent, 40 run D, 9 TKL, 9 stops, 25 PRUSH, 0.4 sacks, and 14 wides allow, balancing rushing and linebacker duties with high QBP of 7. Overall, these statistics emphasize players excelling in strong coverage and pressure, with standouts like Derwin James and Tuli Tuipulotu shining in rush efficiency, low AVG SEP for tight coverage, and high QBP percent for disrupting quarterbacks. Chargers defense versus league. The Chargers defense is performing above league average overall, particularly elite against the pass, but vulnerable against the run. For defense, negative EPA values are better, indicating they suppress opponent scoring opportunities, with league average approximately 0. Overall efficiency, EPA play, minus 0.12, 7. Solid and above average, limiting opponents effectively. Pass defense, EPA/pass, minus 0.21, 4th. Excellent. One of the league's best at disrupting passing games. Pass YPG allowed, 158.8, low above average. Leaders like the Vikings allow 151.5, while worse teams allow approximately 230 plus. Pass YPP allowed, 4.5, strong below league norms. Sack percent, 8.9%, above average. QBP percent, 33.1%, average pressure generated. Blitz percent, 17.8%, low, relying less on blitzes but still effective. Run defense, EPA/rush, plus 0.01, 20th. Slightly below average, allowing more value on run plays than expected. Rush YPG allowed, 111.3, around average. Leaders like the Lions allow 94.0, worst teams allow approximately 150 plus. Rush YPP allowed, 4.5, average. Stuffed percent, 19.2%. Average rate of stopping runs for loss, no gain. RYOE allowed, -20. Negative is good, slightly above average in limiting extra yards. In summary, the Chargers boast a top-tier pass defense that pressures QBs and limits big plays, contributing to their strong overall defensive ranking. However, their run defense is a clear weakness, allowing efficient ground games that could be exploited. Compared to the league, their defense is a strength, top 25% in key metrics, while the offense is middling, around 40 percentile, potentially improved by reducing pressures and improving run-stop consistency. Overall team comparison. Chargers defense ranks among the elite in the league. Here's a high-level overview. Team defensive rankings, points allowed. 71 total, 17.8 per game, ranking 3rd out of 32 teams. EPA per play, expected points added, -0.11. A strong negative value indicates effectiveness, ranking 3rd league-wide. Success rate allowed, -25.57% overall, with a 36.67% drop-back success rate allowed, both top-tier metrics for stifling offenses. Power rankings. Context. The Chargers are ranked 4th overall in ESPN's Week 4 power rankings, factoring in both offense and defense, and 4th in NFL.com's power rankings. Their defense is a key driver, often cited as one of the most improved units under coordinator Jesse Minter. Defensive line grade, PFF, 88.6, ranking 2nd in the NFL, behind only the Cleveland Browns at 90.6. Average depth of target forced, 3.2 yards, lowest in the NFL by a wide margin, showcasing their ability to limit big plays and force short, inefficient passes. Compared to the league average points allowed per game, approximately 21.5, Chargers are well below at 17.8. League average EPA per play for defenses, around -0.02. Chargers -0.11 is significantly better. The Chargers' defense has contributed to their 3-1 record, outpacing teams like the Jaguars, 2nd in EPA at -0.13, and Vikings, 1st at -0.17 in some metrics, but ranking consistently in the top 5 across sources like FOX Sports, PFF, and Sumer Sports. The unit excels in pressuring quarterbacks and limiting explosive plays, but they've faced a moderate schedule so far. Opponents like the Panthers, Steelers, Chiefs, and Raiders. Fantasy rankings place them as a top 10 streaming option weekly, often in the top 6 to 8 for DST defense special teams. Key individual player comparisons. Using the provided PFF stats, qualified defenders only, and cross-referencing with league-wide leaders, here's how Chargers players stack up in core categories. League averages are approximate based on top performers and team data. Note that PFF metrics like rating, passer rating allowed, and QBP percent, pressure rate emphasize advanced efficiency. Pass rush, focus, sacks, QB pressures, pressure rate. Chargers defenders are above average here, with strong efficiency on limited snaps for some. Player, QBP percent, league rank comparison. Tuli Tuipulotu, 19% tied for league lead in sacks. His QBP percent is elite for edge rushers. League average, approximately 10 to 12% for qualifiers. Dion Henley, 20%, solid, above league average for LBs. Top LBs like Micah Parsons at approximately 17%. Derwin James, 30%. Exceptional rate for a DB, league average for DBs approximately 5 to 10% on pass rushes. Tied for top 20 sacks overall. Deshaun Hand, 6.8%. Average, contributes to Chargers' number 2 DL ranking, but below elite DL like Garrett, 17.2% plus. Bud Dupree, 3.6%, below average. League leaders have 10 to 20 plus QBPS. Team total sacks, Chargers have approximately 12 to 14. Player data suggests high output, ranking top 5 league-wide. Standout, Tuipulotu's 4 sacks and 19% pressure rate make him a breakout star, outperforming most league edges. Coverage, nearest defender, passer rating allowed, catch percent, targets. Chargers' secondary is a strength, with low ratings allowed indicating tight coverage. Lower rating equals better defense, league average, approximately 85 to 90 for qualifiers. Player, targets. Rec allowed, yards allowed, rating allowed, catch percent allowed, league rank comparison, Dante Jackson. 13, 4, 18, 8.2, 30.8%. Elite, one of the lowest ratings in PFF data. League top like Isaiah Rodgers at 30.7, but 8.2 is exceptional for volume. Low catch percent beats league average, approximately 55 to 60%. Note, search focused on quarterback ratings, but team data supports strong secondary. Tony Jefferson, 8, 0, 31, 9.4, 37.5%. Top tier, near zero completions allowed, better than most DBs. League average rating allowed approximately 70 to 80. Diane Henley, 13, 10, 61 to 53.7, 76.9%, above average for LBs. Solid INT1, below league elite, like Devin Lloyd, 51.6. Derwin James, 20, 12, 72, 67.1, 60.0%. Good, ranks in top 20 for coverage EPA and PFF samples, better than average. DB rating, approximately 75. Alohi Gilman, 9, 4, 45, 60.0. 44.4%. The strong, low catch percent outperforms league average. Tarheeb Still, 14, 9, 82, 80.1, 64.3% average. Room for improvement versus top DBS. Team passer rating. Allowed. Chargers rank top 5, approximately 70 to 75 overall, aided by forcing short throws, 3.2 average depth. League average 90. Standout. Jackson and Jefferson have shutdown level stats, contributing to the team's low yards allowed per pass. League 15th at approximately 200 yards per game, but efficiency is top tier. Run defense and tackling. Summary, tackles, stops, run snaps percent. Chargers are solid against the run, with high snap participation. Player, position, tackles, stops, run def snaps percent. League comparison. Derwin James, DB 34, 21, 100%. Elite, 21 stops would lead the league. Top in samples, 13 by Darren Payne. Above average tackles, league top approximately 15 to 20. Diane Henley, LB 31, 12, 100%. Strong, matches league top LBs like a Sean Robinson, 12 stops. Tuli Tuipulotu, LB 17, 14, 77.1% excellent stops, above average for edges. Tarheeb Still, DB 18, 10, 98.3% good, solid for rookie DBS. Deshaun Hand, DL 9, 8, 59.6%. Average, contributes to number 2 DL run grade. Team rushing yards allowed, approximately 100 to 110 yards per game, top 10, with strong stops rate. League average, approximately 120 years per generation. Standout, James's 21 stops and 34 tackles highlight versatility, outpacing most DBs ULBs. Key takeaways. Strengths. Elite pass rush, led by Tuipulotu, and coverage. Jackson James, making the Chargers a top 3 defense in efficiency metrics. They're forcing inefficient offenses better than most teams. Weaknesses. Some depth players, e.g. Troy Dye with 158.3 rating allowed, show vulnerabilities in coverage, and run defense is good but not dominant. VS Rest of League, Chargers outperform averages in points, EPA, and pressure, ranking top 5 overall. They're a contender-level unit with players like Tuipulotu and Jackson, potentially all-pro candidates based on early trends. For more granular PFF data, the provided screenshots align with these trends, but full league tables weren't accessible due to site errors. If you have specific players or metrics to dive deeper into, let me know.